This is a review of the PlatinumArms HP22a. It's a 22 long rifle pistol with a 3-inch barrel. It comes with one 10-round magazine. I would suggest buying at least one extra one. I did, probably two, just because it shoots 22s, and 22s are a real cheap round, so you might as well just get a couple mags. Now, the slide does not lock back on this gun, so you actually have to lock it back manually, and if I do, there's nothing in here. So after the last round, you know it does not lock back the slide, but safety check, it is clear. Magazines are empty. Now I paid $140 for this gun. They're probably even cheaper, and that was out the door I paid that money. So that's a real good deal. Honestly, 140 bucks for a pistol is dirt cheap. Now for the price though, and actually overall, this gun is extremely reliable, very reliable. And it's probably not as reliable as like a Glock or something, or like M&Ps and cars and whatnot, but for a 22 pistol, it's extremely reliable. And the thing about it is it'll shoot anything. Honestly, the 550 bulk packs, it'll shoot it all. Winchester, Federal, whatever, it'll shoot it. So I think it's great. Honestly, some of the expensive 22 pistols are real sweet, real nice. Those, a lot of them will only shoot premium ammo. They won't shoot the real cheap ammo. So this is neat that it'll just shoot anything. Now, what I thought worked the best was actually the Remington. Reason being is they're all hollow points, but the Remington are almost like full metal jackets. If you look at the tips of them, they're actually really round the nose, and they just got like a little hole in the center of them. A couple things about it is it does have an adjustable sight for the rear. It uses a flathead screwdriver. It just kind of lifts this thing up and down. It doesn't work very good, to be honest, but hey, at least you get it for 140 bucks. You can't complain there. Now, the finish on this gun is real cheap. It does get scratched real easy. If you drop it or whatnot, it will get scratched, but like I said again, you can't expect much. It does have a 3-inch barrel, and so I think there's some kind of rifling they said on it, but when I look down the barrel, I don't see any rifling at all. Really, I mean, maybe there's something in there, but it doesn't look like good rifling. It's not like standard rifling or like polygonal rifling or anything like that. I don't know what it is, but supposedly there's something on it. It is actually pretty accurate though, surprisingly. It's not going to be as accurate as other pistols, but it's still pretty accurate, especially for a price. This gun is actually amazing for the deal, because you're getting, at least the slide does lock back, even though it's manually, you can do it, but at least you can lock it back. And it does have adjustable rear sight, I guess. And, you know, it's pretty accurate, and just for a price, it's actually an amazing gun. Now, some people I did read online talked about this being a CCW pistol, like a concealed carry pistol for self-defense. Definitely not. Don't ever, if you're watching this video about buying this for self-defense, don't. This is great for a practice gun, you know, practicing with smaller barrels, 2-3-inch barrels. You know, this is great, especially if you're used to full size, but not good for concealed carry. And there's 4 reasons why I think it's not, to be honest. One, it is a 22 long rifle. That's a horrible bullet for self-defense. And the reason I say that is there's going to be people watching this video. I've been in a gun store the other day and someone told me this, and I just kept a bit my tongue, but they say it doesn't matter what kind of bullet you use, just matters where you hit. Shot placement's everything. It isn't and isn't. Because if you look online, read textbooks, you talk to police officers don't use 22s. A lot of them use 40s. And, you know, some use 45s, some use 9. They don't use 380s, 25s, 32s. They definitely don't use 22s, that's for sure. And the reason being is, yeah, if you shoot somebody 22, it will kill them. There's a good chance it will. But the thing is, it's not going to kill him fast enough. If you shoot him with the 22 and he's got a knife, he's still going to stab you and kill you. If he's got a gun, he's still going to shoot you and kill you. There's people who get shot, if you research this, shot in the lungs collapse, filling up with blood, shot in the head multiple times, and he still killed the other person, the bad guy. So, you want to drop him quick. 22 is not going to do the job, honestly. If you shoot him in the spine, maybe they'll drop instantly and they'll be paralyzed and you're good. But generally, you're going to shoot for center of mass, and they'll probably kill you before you kill them. Maybe they'll even kill you, drive to the hospital, and then they'll end up saying, oh yeah, you're dead, you can't tell your side of the story. Like, oh, this crazy guy just pulled out a gun and started shooting me, and so, you know, I killed him. But don't use 22 long rifle self-defense. Another thing about it, honestly, this gun weighs 20 ounces. That is extremely, extremely heavy. Now it does say it's real small, you know, if you look real small, it is small. But 20 ounces is heavy. It is an all metal frame with plastic grips. So that's probably why it's heavy, but 20 ounces is heavy for a gun. Now this one right here, this is my CM9. This is the exact same size. It's a 9mm, so you got a lot more firepower, but it only weighs 14 ounces. This weighs 20 ounces. This is crazy. This is a lot of weight. You can buy an M&P compact, a Glock 26, 27. There's no way, you know, M&P is about 22 ounces, Glock's about 21 point something or 21 ounces. You know, for double stacked magazine, 9 or 40 cal, just being an ounce or two more, this gun is heavy, okay? So that's the second reason. The third reason is this gun's got a crap load of safeties. It's actually ridiculous how many safeties is on this gun, I think personally, but there is a modification you do to your gun to take off the safeties, which is a great thing to do. I did it on my gun. I'm not going to show in this video, but there's other videos out there that'll show you, but normally your gun has to be unsafe to drop a mag, and when you push the release, the mag just kind of pops out like maybe halfway and you have to pull it out. Now with the modification, your gun can be on fire and you can drop the mag and it actually drops, as you can see. So that's a good plus. Basically, if your mag is not in here, you can't fire the one in chamber. I don't like that. This safety right here actually stops your slide from going back, and it also see, it won't go back at all. And if I put this down right here, it just won't go down. So this safety is for like everything about, to be honest with you. Trigger doesn't work, the slide doesn't go back, the hammer's, well, hammer's not going back. Now when you get this off, the hammer will go back, but this is actually blocking the hammer from striking. It's like a firing pin block kinda. Well, it might be a firing pin block actually, but it's got a lot of safeties on it. And the one thing I don't like about, at least on this one, the safety's super loose. If you had this in your pocket, I think there's a good chance this would pop on. Your safety would actually pop down, I'm sorry. And then you wouldn't actually be able to fire the gun. So I think that's a bad thing, honestly. I don't know. Also, too, let's say you're shooting, you're using this for self-defense, and you need to drop your mag. You know, you're empty. You'd have to put it on safe. You have to drop your mag. You have to put another one in, and you have to put it off safe, and now you have to chamber it. So it's kind of a real pain in the butt. You want to remove those safeties on it, but if you do remove the safeties and you actually had to use it for self-defense, it might get you in trouble. You know, because you altered the gun. You took safeties away from a gun. You might not, some people disagree with that, but if you leave them on, I think you're fine. If you take them off, then it might, especially in civil court, if you ever had to use it, I think in the civil side versus a criminal, you probably might get in trouble for that. They might look down on it. Another thing too is this is a cheap gun. Self-defense, fourth reason, you do not want a cheap gun for self-defense. It's 140 bucks. It's a great price, but you do not want a cheap one to protect your life. Don't get high points either. You want a good quality gun. This is amazing for 140 bucks, but you want something better. You want it to work like a full-size gun. You want the slide to lock back. You want mags to drop. You just want something great, honestly. You want to spend at least around 400 bucks or more. I mean, 500, 600, $700 ones are great, but the cheapest I'd go is probably around 400, to be honest. Now, takedown of this gun right here is actually kind of a pain in the butt, but supposedly compared to other 22s, they say this is actually a lot easier. What you do is you got this little lever right here and you have to push it forward. What I'll do too is actually cock the hammer back, have it on fire, and then what I do is I pull this thing back, I pull it from the other side, so now it's forward, and I lift the barrel up. It kind of comes out. You take it apart. This is a recoil spring, very cheap, but surprisingly it works. It looks like it came out of like a pen or something, but it actually works amazingly. Now this actually has a single rail, and it's just one, and it's actually really small. Here it is back here. There's nothing up front for really rails, and if you look on the back right here, on the actual slide, the rails go from like here to here. That's it. But if you look inside of it, it's actually a real simple design, which is why it's probably so reliable. It's kind of like how Glocks are, cars are, M&Ps, XDs. They make them real simple, that way they're reliable. When you start making a real complex pistol, a lot of moving parts and whatnot, you lose your reliability a little bit. Now when you put it back together, and you can see all this wear and tear in here too, from all the scraping, that cheap finish, but put it back together, don't put this on top. This actually has to go in through here. I don't know if you can see that, but not on top. Actually in underneath. That's how you want to get it in. And then what I do is I take my slide. You kind of want to have it up a little bit like this, just a little bit, until you get about right back here. and then it should drop down. And then what I do is I put my finger here on the spring as I pull back, and then I lock the slide up. Now the spring is nice and compressed there. You take this barrel, you're going to want to push it in there and then put it down. And there's actually two little pins right here. You want to get on the top one. So you just push it in, then push it down. There you go, it's back together. Now it's really not too bad, especially the more you do it. Now, would I recommend this pistol? Definitely. It's great for practice. 22s are extremely cheap. Great. If you did buy this gun, I would try the nickel one. I come to nickel too. I'm thinking it'd be harder to scratch, hopefully. Who knows? But I would also get the range kit too. The range kit, I'm guessing, is about 50 bucks more. I don't think it's too much more, but you get a 5-inch barrel and you get this 3-inch barrel. So that's kind of neat. So you can just shoot down range if you want. And honestly, I think it's great. I would just pay the extra money and get the little range kit with it. Concealed carry choice, definitely not. Don't trust your life on this, to be honest with you, unless you don't care about your life. Honestly, it's an amazing gun. Would I recommend it? Yes, definitely would. Great pistol. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks.